Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. It is AvidExpert here, ready to give you guys some more new details about the Resident Evil 7 storyline and what looks to be like our first look at the main characters and some of the other characters in the game, as well as a closer look at some infected characters. So without any further delay, let's get right into it. So recently at the CEDEC, now that sounds like a mouthful, so that's the Computer Entertainment Developers Conference, Capcom showed off a load of new models for the Resident Evil 7 game, and in this they wanted to showcase off a new technique called Photogrammetry, and it is a way of photographing objects in a 3D environment and then implementing them into your game itself. Now the great thing about this is it creates some extremely photorealistic environments, and the graphics porn is immense. It looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, a lot of people were worried that after the Resident Evil 7 demos, the game was going to look a little more low texture and greeny, but it was definitely just a filter to make the demos look more authentic to a VHS tape, which is what we were supposed to be watching. And I do think the full game is going to look amazing compared to that. This technique does not fuck around. So anyway, I want to actually just show off some of these models and show you some of these things because they kind of showcase off some of the story elements, and there's some cool things to go over that really give away some grasping details. So without any further delay, again, let's get right into the actual photos. Okay, so the first image I want to show here, guys, is the most interesting one in my opinion, because this looks to be like Ethan, our main protagonist in the Resident Evil franchise. So if you guys weren't up to date, I did show this in another video, but the storyline of Resident Evil 7 is going to be a character named Ethan who is hunting down his wife named Mia, who is currently somewhere in the plantation mansion. So this object definitely looks to be like Ethan. This definitely looks like who we're going to be playing. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see his face considering the first person perspective, but considering there is a render for it, I'm sure there is going to be mirrors and things in the game that you can see yourself. But I just wanted to show you this guy's the main character. That is insane. I can't believe we finally get to see him. So guys, here in this second image, we have what I believe to be Mia now, the female protagonist in the Resident Evil franchise. And the reason I say that is because she has the slim figure that we have seen, and she definitely just kind of looks like an average Jane in America. Now this looks to be that we've now got our first two main characters for Resident Evil set up, guys. And I do actually believe in the game you're going to be seeing VHS tapes in the perspective of Mia. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm definitely hyped for this. We finally got some images. And the third image I want to show is a little bit more of a close-up of Mia. You can kind of see her face closer up here in more detail. And yeah, guys, this is actually amazing that we're finally getting to see these assets. I'm blown away by this. I can't actually fucking believe how high detailed these characters look. Using this new technique, it looks absolutely phenomenal. I am fucking super hyped for this game. I can't wait to be destroying things like this. So on the next image, guys, I'm going to be showcasing something to alleviate a few worries that people were having, and there is confirmed kind of proof now that it's not going to be a worry. So in this next image, we actually see that looks to be like some makeup for a 3D photo shoot to put some zombies into the game in humanoid form. So do not worry, guys. Some people were thinking that creatures would only be in the game mutated creatures and there wouldn't be any humanoid zombies, or at least in the traditional form, but it definitely looks like we're getting the traditional zombies back into the franchise, so you do not need to worry about that. So guys, on this next image, I have what a few people are speculating to be the cameraman from the beginning hour demo. Now, I do think this could kind of set up with his character's background and stuff. It does kind of make sense, and it does kind of look like this could be the character that was shown there, and that kind of shows that he might have a little more of an appearance in Resident Evil 7 itself. We might actually be seeing him appear somewhere, and he might have some reference to the story, considering that he has a full 3D model and this isn't some corpse or something, and you didn't actually see him in the original demo in first person in a mirror or anything. I definitely believe that could be the case. And so for the next image, I'm going to show something really interesting. So right here, we have what looks to be a soldier. Now this is quite interesting because we were told that in Resident Evil 7 we weren't going to be playing as a veteran soldier and we wouldn't see that kind of action perspective, but we were never told they wouldn't be involved from an external perspective. And considering some of the leaked dialogue from Margaret in the Lantern demo was basically saying there was unknowns around in the forest, I would definitely speculate that some kind of organization has been keeping up to watch with them, especially considering the black helicopter with "Are they watching us?" This all is starting to add up, and it's looking like Margaret and Jack Baker were maybe experimenting with something, and an organization was keeping watch that has some quite good military technology on them. So this is all adding up to look like we can get more and more plot details, but there's more to come, guys. There's so much more fucking interesting stuff. So guys, in this next picture, it looks like we've got weapon crates once again confirmed in the game. Now, I do actually believe this is going to fit in with the restricted inventory space, and we're actually going to be using these as storage once again throughout the locations. But I could be kind of wrong on that. These could be a generic weapon crate used to give you a weapon, or some kind of other crate that they're just showcasing the level of detail on. But I am definitely thinking that this is going to be the global storage in the game, the way to store your items, but you know, the old Resident Evil style, and I'm really hyped for that if so. Okay guys, on this next image, I just wanted to show you guys the level of fucking detail you can expect from the game. Now remember, this isn't even an actual screenshot taken directly from the computer. This is an external screenshot taken from a camera, and that level of detail is still mind-blowing. Look at that crap. That is the level of detail we can be expecting from this new game. That's fucking phenomenal. I can't wait to see what things look like in this game. Can you imagine seeing zombies in this level of detail up close in VR? That is gonna scare the shit out of you. So guys, in this next photo, we have a little bit more of an in-depth look once again at the zombies, and we are definitely getting humanoid zombies returning. They wouldn't be going to all this effort if it wasn't so, and they look pretty fucked up, as you can see. So it's not any of these like Margaret and Jack Baker coherent kind of like infected but can still talk and shit zombies a la Plaga. This looks like the old style classical zombies, to be honest, and I'm really happy about this. In this next image, it's a little bit weird. We seem to have a table in the pitch black, and I am swear to God that is like a liver in the middle, but I could be wrong on a slight chance, and it just looks like some general food items are littered about, and I think this is more showcasing the level of detail in the game and finesse and organization rather than the actual story in any way. But I just wanted to involve it in there because it still kind of looks beautiful. It's nice to look at regardless. Getting a little back into what I think are plot details, guys, in this next image, it looks like a normal clean table with a door in the background, and the dining room definitely looks nice in this one. It doesn't look like the decrepit, like vandalized and disgusting, neglected one in the beginning hour demo or the lantern demo, but this looks quite high quality, crafted and clean, and it's quite a nice room. I definitely think this is going to be a screenshot from the in-game mansion itself, or maybe a test area, but this definitely looks relevant to the mansion, guys. This looks like a first glimpse inside one of the rooms in there, and I'm quite interested in that because of the level of detail here. Once again, it is fucking amazing. This next screenshot is really interesting, and I'm not too sure. I don't want to say too much about it, but I'm just gonna lay off what I know. So in both demos, as I said once again, we were in very rundown, neglected, fucked up, just trash areas full of crap. And in this screenshot, the first thing that standed out to me was not the legs or anything, but the background. It looks very clean. There's a chair in the background and what looks to be like a table or something, and on top of that, the floor itself is color coded. If you look at the line, it has got a yellow line with a white one to the left. This is usually used in high tier buildings to color code layouts to different areas. So this looks like to be an institution, like a hospital or something. And on that note, the female that we're seeing seems to have some kind of low tier dress, kind of like a patient gown, which is kind of reminiscent of the Ghost Girl, you guys remember. That's really interesting. But the other prominent features that you can really kind of see is her legs have veins popping the shit out of them. It is crazy. Well, it's just her right leg actually. Her left leg actually looks kind of normal, but a little bit broken. There is something very weird in this image, and in my opinion, this is definitely a post-infection picture, but just shortly after, and this is some kind of ridiculous transformation. What is going on here is not something we have normally seen. Both of her legs just look so fucked up. Now these next two images are quite interesting, guys. Now this first one looks to be like a man who is mildly infected. There does look to be like some odd discoloration across his forehead, and he definitely looks out of it and ill, and there is something really weird going on. But if you skip to the next image, you start to see that his face is really fucking up. Now it looks extremely horrible compared to the first one, and this definitely looks like as the infection goes on, it's causing this to occur. This doesn't look look natural or anything. His face is losing weight and things, and he's becoming even more out of it, and he looks kind of dead inside already. Like, he doesn't look like he has the ability to comprehend his environment. And this, I think a lot of these images are showcasing the infection now from start to finish. And as we saw in the earlier screenshots where the zombies look really fucked up, it looks like we're kind of going back to the earlier style viruses. So going on that, I just wanted to show one more thing as well, is that you actually have soldiers again with gas masks and other things and high-tier gear, and it's looking like there's something more than we thought. Like, this is a little bit bigger than just Jack and Margaret Baker. Maybe they were funded or assisted by another organization, or maybe they were even infected and controlled themselves. We're not sure, but there is definitely something more elaborate than most people are thinking. I don't think this is just kind of narrowed down to Jack and Margaret, because how would all these teams know about it and such when Jack and Margaret have apparently been missing for 2 years? That doesn't add up. So if you look here, it looks like we've got a heavy stage infection at this point. This guy has completely lost it. His skin is chapped off, it's infected his eye, he's unable to even keep a normal facial pose, and his forehead is completely bulging out. This seems to be a common feature, is that the skin on the forehead does seem to bulge out for some reason, and this is all kind of common towards the infection. There is definitely some kind of old tier infection going on once again. Now, we actually get to see a picture of Jack before the infection, it seems. Now, in this image, he looks very normal, to be honest. There's nothing really too weird going on about him. It doesn't look like there's anything too weird going on here. He looks like to be in a normal pose, maybe in an interview or something, or just taking a photo. He looks very normal, and that's what's interesting about this. It seems to be the first proper render we get of this, and I'm not sure what this means. Will we see an actual VHS tape maybe before the infection of him? And I think that would be really interesting to explore the history before the actual VHS tape. But we get another screenshot here that looks like he's screaming, and I was a little bit confused about this, because half of me wanted to interpret this as a story detail, but then at the same time I didn't really want to interpret too much, and I think it could be at the same time just a showcasing of the teeth in the inner mouth for, you know, demonstration purposes to show the level of detail. But in this next image, we definitely get to see what is an infected Jack. All around his eyes have gone black, his forehead is chafing, his nose is completely cracking up, and his face just looks damaged overall and devastated. He does not look happy either. This is one of the things I noticed. Most of the infection pics, the zombies look indifferent and out of it, almost in a drug-like state, but Margaret herself has remained emotional and coherent, and Jack has remained somewhat coherent and emotional, and this is really interesting on why those two are unique in this, and I think everybody should think about that. And in one final screenshot, we have Jack that looks to be in more of an emotionless state when all the cataracts have completely taken over his eye. He loses a little bit of the skin discoloration and chafing, actually quite a bit in the blackening around the eyes. And again, I'm not sure if this is just a demonstration to show more level of detail and finesse, but I would take some of these as plot elements, guys, and I would take some of them as just demonstrations, and it's up to you what you want to take that as. It's all with a grain of salt, of course. None of this has been officially confirmed, but I'm sure you guys did enjoy seeing a lot of these new screenshots and content. And if you want to watch more and you want to see more, I've got quite a few more videos, and I will be uploading a new one on my theory on what the Resident Evil 7 story is from all the dialogue and information compiled up to now. So if you guys want to see that, then leave a like and a subscribe on the video. That would mean a lot to me. I'm a new and upcoming YouTuber. I use every sub to get out there. I use every view, and it means a lot to me, guys. So if you could leave a like and a subscribe, like I said, it would mean a fucking lot to me. It really would. And if you guys want to discuss any of this, I will meet you guys in the comment below. So without any further delay, guys, I'm just gonna get off. So have a beautiful day.